Even if Apple launches a completely useless product, people will still buy it because they trust the brand. You need to create that trust in whatever you do. If you're a job seeker, market yourself as the best candidate. If you're a freelancer, market yourself as the best service provider. If you're an entrepreneur, market yourself as a problem solver. People don't buy products. They buy trust, confidence, and credibility. 2. The art of storytelling. The best marketers don't sell products, they sell stories. Nike doesn't sell shoes, it sells motivation and success. Apple doesn't sell phones, it sells innovation and status. Starbucks doesn't sell coffee, it sells an experience. A story makes your product unforgettable. For example, if you're selling a book, don't say, "This book teaches you how to invest." Say, "This book helped a college dropout become a millionaire by 30." See the difference? The second one makes you curious and emotional. If you learn to tell powerful stories, you can sell anything to anyone. The power of social media marketing. Before you needed millions of dollars to market something. Today you have Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and they are free. If you learn how to market yourself on these platforms, you can build a brand without spending money, get clients without running ads, and create opportunities without needing a degree. The problem: most people use social media for entertainment instead of growth. They scroll for hours watching others succeed, but never use it to build their own success. Be different. Use social media to market yourself, your skills, and your ideas. Marketing is the single most valuable skill that can change your life. If you master it, you will never be broke again. 8. Time management, the skill that controls your entire life. Have you ever wondered why some people achieve massive success while others struggle with the same 24 hours? It's not about intelligence, luck, or connections. It's about how they use their time. Time is the most valuable resource in the world. Unlike money, once it's gone, you can never get it back. Most people waste time on things that don't matter and then complain that they don't have enough time to build their dream career, learn new skills, improve their health, spend time with family. They say, "I don't have time," but in reality, they never learned how to manage time properly. Every successful person is a master of time. They don't let distractions control them. They don't let social media steal their focus. They don't waste time on people or things that don't help them grow. If you don't control your time will control you. Look at your daily routine. How much time do you spend scrolling on your phone? How much time do you waste overthinking instead of taking action? How much time do you spend doing things that don't improve your future? Every second you waste is time you will never get back. The simple formula for time management: prioritize what truly matters. Most people are busy but not productive. They do a lot of things, but nothing meaningful. The key to success is doing fewer things, but doing them better. Ask yourself, Is this task bringing me closer to my goals? Will this matter in 5 years? Am I doing this because it's important or because it's easy? If something doesn't help you grow, eliminate it. Learn to say no without guilt. One of the biggest reasons people fail at time management is that they say yes to everything. A friend asks you to waste hours gossiping. You say yes. A random event takes up your whole evening. You say yes. Social media notifications keep distracting you. You say yes. Successful people protect their time like gold. Use the 80-20th rule. The 80-20th rule says that 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. 80% of your success comes from 20% of your tasks. 80% of your income comes from 20% of your clients. 80% of your happiness comes from 20% of your experiences. So instead of wasting time on unnecessary tasks, focus only on the 20% that brings real results. Once you master time management, your entire life will change. 9. Decision making. The skill that determines your future. Every choice you make shapes your life. Think about it. Choosing the right career can make you rich. Choosing the wrong one can make you miserable. Choosing the right partner can bring you happiness.
As a
Choosing the
result,
wrong one
more and more
can
people
bring
started
you
watching
years of
movies in
suffering.
English, listening to
Choosing the
English
right
songs,
habits
and
can
dreaming
make
of
you
speaking English
successful.
like their favorite
Choosing the
stars.
wrong ones
Even
can
today, the
destroy
most
your
successful
future.
music albums,
Every
Netflix
successful
shows,
person
and
is a
Hollywood
master at
blockbusters
making
are in
decisions.
English. And
The
because
problem?
people love
Most people
entertainment,
struggle
they
with
naturally
decision
learn
making.
English
Look at
without even
Elon
realizing
Musk,
it.
Steve Jobs, Jeff
3.
Bezos.
The
Their
internet was
companies
built in
became
English.
powerful because of their
Imagine a
personal
world
brands.
without the
Even
internet.
if Apple
Today,
launches a
we use it for
completely
everything.
useless product,
Learning,
people will
working,
still buy it
socializing,
because
shopping,
they
and even
trust the
entertainment.
brand.
But here's the
You
thing.
need to create
When the
that
internet was
trust in whatever
created,
you do.
almost
If
everything was
you're
in
a job
English.
seeker,
The first
market
websites were in
yourself
English.
as the best
The biggest tech
candidate.
companies, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, were American. The programming languages that power the internet were also written in English. Because of this, English became the dominant language of the online world. Even today, most websites are in English. Many software programs require knowledge of English. If you want to succeed in the digital age, you must understand English. This means that whether you are studying, doing business, or just using social media, English is everywhere. 4. English became the language of science and innovation. One of the most important reasons English became the most powerful language is because it became the language of science, medicine, and technology. Think about this. The most important scientific research is published in English. The biggest universities in the world teach in English. The most advanced medical discoveries are shared in English. The most successful tech companies operate in English. If you are a scientist, doctor, or engineer and you want to share your work with the world, you must do it in English. This is why students and professionals from countries like China, India, Brazil, and Russia all study English. They know that if they want to be part of global progress, they must speak the global language. 5. America's military and political influence. English also became powerful because of America's military and political influence. After World War II, America became the world's most powerful country, not just in business and technology, but also in military strength and politics. The United Nations, the most important global organization, uses English as one of its main languages. The world's most powerful military alliance, NATO, operates in English. When world leaders meet for international summits, they often speak English. In short, if you want to participate in global politics, you need to understand English. Now let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. English is not the most spoken language in the world. Mandarin Chinese has more native speakers. Spanish is spoken across many countries. But English is the most useful and powerful language in human history. Why? Because of money, business, entertainment, the internet, science, and global politics. If you know English, you can get better job opportunities anywhere in the world, travel easily, and communicate with people from different countries. Learn new skills faster because most educational content is in English. Start an international business and reach more customers. Enjoy global entertainment without waiting for translations. This is why English is not just a language. It's a global skill. We explored how English became the most powerful language in the world. We saw how the British Empire spread it to different continents and how America's rise made it essential in business, science, entertainment, and technology. But now we have a big question to answer. Will English remain the global language forever, or could another language like Chinese, Spanish, or even artificial intelligence AI translations replace it? Now, we will go deep into this topic and break it down step by step in a way that's super easy to understand. By the end, you'll have a clear idea of what the future of the English language might look like. So let's get started. Why English is still getting stronger. Even though many people ask if English will lose its power, the reality is that English is not just staying strong, it's growing stronger. Let's look at some facts that prove this. A. More people are learning English than ever before. Did you know that right now, more than 1.5 billion people around the world are learning English? That's almost 20% of the entire world's population. Even countries where English is not an official language, like China, Russia, Brazil, and Germany, are making English a mandatory subject in schools. Why? Because parents, students, and professionals all understand one thing. If you know English, you have better opportunities. You can get better jobs. You can study at the world's best universities. You can communicate with anyone around the world. Even in small villages in Africa or remote towns in Asia, English learning centers are opening every day. This means that English is not just a language, it has become a life skill, and this demand is still increasing every single year. B. The digital world runs on English. We live in a world that is completely connected by the internet, technology, and social media. And guess what? The internet was built in English. More than 50% of websites on the internet are in English. Most software programming languages are based on English words. If you want to work in technology, AI, coding, or data science, you must know English. Even social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube use English as their primary language. For example, when a new trend starts on social media, it usually starts in English. Most viral videos, memes, and global discussions are in English. Even when people from non-English speaking countries post content, they often use English hashtags to reach a bigger audience. This means that English is not just a language, it is a digital necessity. And in today's world, if something is strong in the digital space, it is strong in the real world too. This is why millions of people in countries like India, China, and Brazil spend years improving their English just to get better jobs. Because in business, knowing English means you have access to higher salaries, international clients, and career growth. So, if a language helps people make money, will they stop learning it? Of course not. And that's another reason why English is still getting stronger. Now let's discuss the second big question. Could another language take over English as the global language? The answer is, it's possible, but very difficult. Let's look at some of the most powerful languages in the world and see if they could ever replace English. Chinese Mandarin, the most spoken language. Chinese has more than 1.3 billion native speakers, making it the most spoken language in the world. And China is one of the fastest growing economies, with a lot of influence in global trade, manufacturing, and technology. So, could Mandarin replace English? Here's the problem. Chinese is very difficult to learn. It has thousands of characters instead of an alphabet. Grammar and pronunciation are complex. Even if you learn to write Chinese, speaking it fluently is another challenge. China itself encourages English learning. Many Chinese students and professionals prefer to learn English instead of spreading Mandarin worldwide. For these reasons, Mandarin is powerful but unlikely to replace English. Spanish, the second most spoken language. Spanish is spoken by more than 500 million people and is the official language of over 20 countries. Could Spanish become the next global language? Here's the problem. Spanish is mostly spoken in Latin America and Spain. Outside these regions, it is not widely used. Many Spanish-speaking countries themselves prioritize English for business and education. The digital and tech world is still dominated by English. So, while Spanish is growing, it is not strong enough to replace English globally. Artificial intelligence, AI, and automatic translation. Some people argue that in the future, AI-powered translation will make language learning unnecessary. For example, Google Translate is improving. AI tools can now provide real-time voice translation. In the future, people might just wear AI-powered earbuds that instantly translate any language. So, could AI remove the need for English? Not exactly. Here's why. AI translation is still not perfect. Business leaders, scientists, and professionals will still prefer to communicate directly in one common language. English is already deeply integrated into global culture, business, and education. This means that even if AI translation improves, English will remain the dominant global language. So, what does all this mean for the future? Here's what we can expect. 1. English will continue to grow. More people will learn it, more universities will teach in English, and more businesses will require it. 2. English might evolve. In the future, we may see simpler English dialects that make it easier for global learners. 3. Other languages will remain important. Spanish, Chinese, and Arabic will still be powerful, but they won't replace English globally. 4th, AI will assist but not replace English. Technology will make communication easier, but English will still be essential for jobs, business, and education. So, if you are learning English, you are making one of the best investments in your future. Because no matter how the world changes, English will remain the language of opportunity, success, and global connection. We have already discussed why English is the global language and why it is not going away anytime soon. But now, we are going to talk about something even bigger: how English can change your life. Because the truth is, English is not just a language, English is a tool. English is power. English is freedom. And if you truly understand this, if you truly take this seriously, it can completely transform your future. So let's start from the very beginning. Before we talk about how English can change your life, let's imagine something. What if you didn't know English? Let's say you only speak your native language. At first, it might not seem like a big problem, but then reality hits. You want to watch a movie, but the best ones are in English. You want to read a book, but the most powerful books are in English. You go online to learn a skill, but most tutorials are in English. You apply for a job, but they say, English required. You travel to another country, but no one understands your language. You want to do business, but your clients speak English. Slowly, you start to realize something very important. Without English, the world feels smaller. Your opportunities become limited. Your knowledge becomes restricted. And worst of all, you feel stuck. Because no matter how talented, skilled, or hardworking you are, if you don't speak English, the world will not listen to you. That is the reality. But here's the good news. You can change this. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. Now, let's flip the story. Let's imagine a different version of your life, one where you speak English fluently. What happens then? A. You get better job opportunities. If you know English, your career changes completely. You can apply for high-paying jobs in multinational companies. You can work remotely for companies in the USA, UK, or Canada. You can easily get promoted because you can communicate with international clients. If you are a business owner, you can sell to customers worldwide. And do you know what's crazy? Many people work for years in their own country, making very little money. But someone who learns English can double or even triple their income just because they now have access to better jobs. This is why in many countries, people spend years studying engineering, medicine, or law. But in the end, they don't get jobs because they don't speak English. Meanwhile, someone who speaks fluent English can get a high-paying remote job with just a laptop and an internet connection. That is the power of English. B. You can travel the world without fear. Have you ever wanted to travel to Paris, New York, London, Dubai, or Tokyo? Have you ever wanted to visit a new country, explore new cultures, and meet new people? Well, here's a fact. English is the language of travel. When you land at an airport, all the signs are in English. When you check into a hotel, the staff speaks English. If you get lost, you can ask for help in English. No matter where you go in the world, someone will understand you if you speak English. But if you don't know English, traveling becomes stressful, confusing, and difficult. So if you want the freedom to explore the world without fear, English is your passport. C. You can learn anything you want. Let me ask you a question. What is your biggest dream? Do you want to become a doctor, engineer, designer, or artist? Do you want to start a business and become your own boss? Do you want to become a successful YouTuber, influencer, or writer? No matter what your dream is, there is one thing you need: knowledge. And guess where 90% of the world's knowledge is stored? In English. Think about it. The best universities in the world teach in English. The best self-improvement books are written in English. The best online courses and tutorials are in English. If you don't know English, you miss out on all of this knowledge. But if you do, you can learn anything. You can develop any skill. You can change your life. And that brings us to our final point. At the end of the day, learning English is not just about words and grammar. It's about power. It's about freedom. When you speak English fluently, you no longer feel trapped in your country, in your job, or in your limitations. Instead, you feel confident, strong, and independent. You can communicate with anyone in the world. You can make money from anywhere. You can learn, grow, and achieve your dreams. And that is why millions of people around the world are working hard every day to improve their English, because they know that English is not just a language. It is a life-changing skill. And now, it's your turn. My friends, we have reached the end of this journey. But before we finish, I want to leave you with a challenge. Don't just listen to this. Take action. Start practicing English every single day. Read, listen, speak, and write in English as much as you can. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Keep going. And most importantly, never give up. Because one day in the future, you will look back and realize learning English was the best decision of your life. And when that day comes, you will thank yourself for never giving up. So go out there and make it happen. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I have many more powerful lessons coming your way. Let's learn, grow, and change our lives together. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.